guys, how's it going? It's Spider Bugle back with another collab, and this time I have the Talented Gamer HD here. Hey pal, how you doing?
Hey, you guys, this is the Talented Gamer HD, and hey, Spotty Bugle, how you doing?
Great. Now, it's awesome that you were able to join us for the collab today. Now, there has been a couple info regarding Spider PS4, but we've obviously covered that in the last collabs. But one thing we didn't cover is the alternate suits. That was like a mere mention in the live stream, but there wasn't like, especially with the Spider Squad, like no one actually made an in-depth like suit wish list. After that stream. So yeah, I think it will be an awesome opportunity for us to discuss the suits that we would like to see in Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, because I got so many ideas. What I would like to really see, from my personal opinion, is Spider-Man Homecoming suit or the Civil War suit, because basically they're the same thing anyway. But I really want to see the Homecoming suit for in fact, because I love how Tom Holland was in Civil War. Even though some people say Spider-Man Homecoming was good, some people say it was bad. It could have been better. All these things. It was. I think it was an enjoyable movie in general, and I just want to play as that Spider-Man suit, since I saw Captain America Civil War and thought we needed a Spider-Man game right after right then after Civil War. E3 2016 came around, and we got a Spider-Man game, and that's ever since then I've been wanting to play a Spider-Man game and have that suit to be playable. And I think Spider-Man PS4 should have it, and they probably will have it.
Yeah, speaking of Homecoming, the Homecoming homemade suit will also be an interesting addition to the game. I know a certain Spider Squad member would like that Vigilante, but yeah. Pardon?
Well, I'm sorry to cut you
Yeah, no
off,
worries.
but Spidey with that too. Which Sam Raimi suit would you like, the Spider-Man 1 or the second one? Because I know for those both two are different designs. Even the Spider-Man 3, because you could kind of tell that for Spider-Man 1 he kind of looked a little chubby, and then the second one he's more skinnier, slimmer. The Spider is more skinnier, and I know with Rocksteady with Batman Arkham Knight, they had it where they picked the Dark Knight suit for the actual Christian Bale suit to be in the game, and they didn't pick the Batman Begins suit to be in that game, and that's the one I really wanted to be in the game. So it is a certain amount of suits, or just the way it looks, you want it to be as in the game. So that's why I'm asking you, which Sam Raimi suit would you like to be in the Spider-Man PS4
Yep.
that Simon could do?
Yep, I see where you're coming from. Personally, I would like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2 suit, because that's a suit that really I guess is my personal favorite. But yeah, I would also love to see the movie, the first movie suit as well. I think that's like overlooked, because normally when I see edits of the Raimi suit, it's always the second one. People rarely ever mention. Well, I don't rarely ever mention, but it's rarely seen. Especially the first movie suit. So I think, yeah, having like all live action suits, you can't go wrong there. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that would actually be even better too, because then like no person will have to be felt left out, that I wanted this one in the game or this certain one in the game. You can have all of them. If Insomniac Games make it where you can have it as all the suits that you want to have in the game, I think it will be better for everyone. So nobody's left out. And I think if Insomniac Games if you're listening, please add that in the game. Oh, especially the human spider suit from Spider-Man 1. I would love that one homemade suit too as well in the game.
Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting you mentioned the wrestler suit, because I think like the only game it's ever been in is the first Spider-Man movie tie-in game, and I think it will be very interesting to see Insomniac put put that in Spider-Man PS4. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and too, also the wrestling suit was in the iOS Amazing Spider-Man 2 or 1 or both. There was that suit was actually in the game. Really, like, that was really cool. Somebody Anonymous Affection uploaded a video. I seen him did it before, where he actually was playing as that suit, and I thought it was pretty cool that you could play that as that suit in the mobile game, and it was third person and everything, so it looked so awesome in the game.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, like but console wise, like that's.
Oh
has
yeah,
really,
I understand. Yeah,
yeah.
that.
But yeah, any other suits you would like though, like that we haven't mentioned?
Of course, everybody wants maybe the symbiote suit. Even though I would love to have also a Spider-Man PS4 custom-made black suit with everything we have from the suit, but it'd be painted black and white, and I think that would be cool. Just like the 100% they did for like Amazing Spider-Man the game.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I actually might do a mod of that of the Insomniac Games. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. Anyway, yeah, back to the collab. Yeah, but what else? It's the there's the all new or different suit, which isn't, you know, from what I've seen on Twitter, isn't really well received. But I think it's an interesting suit. How the neon, how the lenses, you know, kind of glow, and the spider does as well. And the design looks interesting. But yeah, other than that, I think Insomniac have a lot of suits they can I guess experiment with, and yeah, I just can't wait to see what they have. You also mentioned web shooters. Now this is very interesting. Basically, what was your how did you know those were web shooters in the Spider-Man Paris Games Week trailer that we got?
It was a wild guess because from watching the trailer and stuff, my eye catching was. That was my eye-catching thing watching him, but I did not notice it when he was in a diner. I seen him a little bit, but I didn't think that was what that caught my eye. The thing that caught my eye with the web shooters was when he was walking, that little part where we see Spider-Man walking, and as if you zoom in, you could see his arms with wrists, and it's like his red dots on his arms, and that's what I was like thinking. That has to be Spider-Man's web shooters, and I talked to Spy Bugle about this by the time the trailer came out, and he can quote me on this that I said those was web shooters before.
Yep, I can confirm this was like before the live stream, so before anything was confirmed. When we first got the teaser, there were bracelets Peter was wearing. I was convinced those were like those Fitbits, or those are like those normal watches. You know, Peter's he's somewhat of a tech savvy guy. He isn't Tony Stark, but he has some tech on him, and I thought those were just Fitbits, but it turns out, after the live stream Insomniac did on Twitch, those were actually web shooters. Now, I think Vigilante said that those aren't exactly the web shooters we see in previous, teasers or / gameplay demos, but those are actually, emergency web shooters. Sort of like how Tony in Civil War had that emergency repulsor gauntlet that he used.
Yeah, and as well as from Avengers, the first one, when he fought Loki, and he had his emergency bracelets on when he got thrown out the window, and you could see that as him transforming into his new suit.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting, and yeah, we still have no idea how advanced the Insomniac suit is. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be exactly like the Homecoming suit, but there is some tech involved.
Well, Jacinta Chu mentioned in the live stream that she said they actually built them like a replica in real life to see if they actually work. Now that is just awesome. Like how would you know from just build it in real life to see how it will work in the game? Why didn't you try to do it in the game and make it seem like it worked?
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has got I wouldn't be surprised if that has some sort of gadget. We did see the web tripwire, so he could have a web grenade, web taser, pretty much what we saw in Homecoming. So yeah, now moving on to Infinity War, stepping away from Spider-Man PS4. You mentioned how advanced the Infinity War suit might be. What is your guess? What could it have? What could the suit house? What sort of gadgets?
Well, I understand that he'd probably be able to. I believe that he will be able to breathe into outer space. And what I was thinking about his mask, for example, too. You remember from Guardians of the Galaxy when he saved what's his name? Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it was cool, like how from Guardians of the Galaxy, I think Spider-Man's mask will be able to flip on and off like Star-Lord when he saved Gamora from in outer space. So I think like, for example, if you saw the Comic-Con teaser trailer, the leaked teaser trailer, you see Peter Parker on the ground, and he has his mask off, but they're still on a different planet. So that's why I think that Peter will be able to have his mask and be able to switch on and off, kind of like from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I also expect, the Infinity War suit to have similar tech, I guess, enhancements as the Iron Spider suit in the comics. So have like those mechanical spider arms, having tectonic, well, not tectonic, like material that sort of protects him from, buildings falling on him. He also has the ability to glide and stuff. So yeah, again, exactly like the Insomniac suit, it'll be interesting to see how advanced the suit actually is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope this is still Infinity War content, but I hope that suit as well is in the game.
Yeah, definitely. That would be awesome to have in this suit. And yeah, moving on, PlayStation Experience. That is the big event that is coming up very soon, next month in early December. So walk us through what do you expect to see at PlayStation Experience this year?
I expect them to possibly show a little tidbit of Peter Parker gameplay as them, like a mission. If you pay close attention to when in Spider-Man PS4, you can actually hear, like, when from the first part of the trailer of Paris Games Week, you can hear Mary Jane talking in the narration of the landscape of the city, and hear Peter and her is somewhere on a sidewalk. But that is one of my examples that could happen.
Yeah, okay. So like very solid and raw and uncut Peter Parker gameplay. Yeah, I think that's something we could get. Now, something that I think will be interesting is getting a trailer from Mr. Negative's perspective. So sort of seeing his view on the world and what his motivations are, because we don't really know what he's trying to achieve. So yeah.
I was gonna say it kind of like they did for Batman Arkham Knight, but we was Jim Gordon, but we will have more to it where we can do more things. So what if we was, say it was a certain mission where we was Mr. Negative, because who knows how many other characters we can play as in this game. I know I shouldn't overthink things, but who knows. But what if we was able to play as Mr. Negative, like you said, and be able to destroy something as Mr. Negative? Kind of like from the trailer, when Mr. Negative shoots Spider-Man. What if we was able to control that and shoot him ourselves? Like, I'm saying similar things, like, how is it possible that we can go as one side as the person and make the whole story is different, like totally different for anybody, whoever plays? And that would be really cool to see. But that was just an example of my idea of how could that be played out if that was actually the way it can go. So say, for example, we was Mary Jane for most of the game. The whole story was changed differently. Kind of like how Batman Arkham Knight, even though it didn't have too many choices, but it had a choice where either, I think, you can die as Batman or something and, be a villain and be the Joker, or you can be a hero. And I think that Batman Arkham Knight had that. I could be wrong, but it seemed about right that they had that in the game. So that would be cool to see also as well.
Yep. So yeah, the release date. When do you think it will come out?
My guess is, since God of War is coming out supposedly in March, and then we got Red Dead Redemption, I'm guessing either to mid of 2018, so like June, because Sean Layden supposedly said that first half that we will be able to, play the game. Be able to play the game. And it was all these other exclusive games that was coming in the first half. So maybe June is my best bet.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it'll come out mid to late 2018. What month? I'm not exactly sure because it's really it's
It's so hard to pick
yeah.
and choose. My guess was May still, because I'm still thinking on that spring release date. From last year, from the September event, because that could have been a confirmation of the release date, but we don't know for sure. So maybe, but maybe not. To me, it seemed like Insomniac is really not on release date wise right now. They just trying to make the perfect Spider-Man game, but at the same time, it's PlayStation, it's Sony. They has to have a release date. It's possible they don't tell the audience, but some way, a state of form that they will somehow, before they even made the game, thought about when this game could be released, and that's the reason why it was probably shown at E3 2016, and they probably already have a release date of when it's supposed to come out. They just not saying to the public until it's closer to launch.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that could be possible. Yeah. But any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Let me see. Final thoughts. Other than some of you guys, if you're to my YouTube, if watching from my YouTube channel, probably not. But if you guys are watching from my YouTube channel, please subscribe to Spike Bugle. He is a good YouTuber when it comes to doing gameplay on just Spider-Man PS4. And I really love his gameplay of mods and stuff for Spider-Man PS4, even thumbnails. So subscribe to Spike Bugle, just help him out with everything you can. And it was really nice to really collaborate with you. I'm still trying to be like you because I looked up to you when it comes to making thumbnails and everything, and I'm trying to be as best as possible too. But kind of do my own thing, not copy anyone, since I'm basically the one who do the edits more anyway. So that's what I'm looking towards to for my growth of YouTube, and I just don't know. Hopefully, we be somewhere soon when Spider-Man PS4 release, and before it releases, and after it releases.
Well, thanks, pal. It's really it's heartwarming, to hear that. But thanks. Yeah, links will be in the description. You can go check him out. Please follow him on Twitter and subscribe. He's an awesome TheTalentedGamerHD. He's an awesome YouTuber. Edits keep getting better, and as I said, all social links. You have a Twitch as well. That'll be in the link in the description.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So everything will be
Twitch.
be in the description. You guys can go check it out. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a nice day.